Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to part 4 of the Principles of Design series. Finally, I was able to complete it. First three parts I have already covered on my older videos. You can go and check it out on my channel before starting this video. And in this video, we'll be covering one of the 7 design principles. So let's get started. So here is a quick refresher of what are these 7 principles are. The first one is principle of balance, the second is contrast, the third is hierarchy, the fourth is emphasis, the fifth one is scale and proportion, sixth is repetition, and the seventh is principle of unity. Now I've covered principle of balance, contrast and hierarchy in my older videos. I'll be linking them in the description. You can go check it out. However, in today's video, we're going to discuss the fourth principle, which is the principle of emphasis. So let's see what exactly this principle of emphasis is and what all it has to offer. So by definition, emphasis is a strategy used to get viewers' attention to a very specific design element. Now, how do you create emphasis? Emphasis can be created by size, weight, position, color, shape, style, and even animation. Sometimes it's also referred as dominance. Now, if you check out the video on the contrast bit, the definition might seem very similar to what we have for contrast. But emphasis is slightly different from contrast. Obviously, for emphasis also you have to create contrast to get to an emphasis, but it's slightly different from what what contrast has to offer. So if I quickly explain, if you check out the video where I've talked about contrast in typography, for contrast first of all is a relative term. So you need to have some sort of a baseline element from which you are doing the comparison. So for example, we did different typographies, right? And let's say this one was the base level typography, then the other one had different contrast. So let's say this one was 12 point, this one was 16, 32, 48 size font sizes, right? So in this one, in this typography contrast, we had this base element, this one, and on top of it you are doing the differences between these different elements. So contrast is a relative term. Whereas in emphasis, what you have to do is this: there may or may not be a base level element. What you're trying to do is you're trying to give disproportionate visibility to some object of your design element. So this obviously has a high contrast, but it also has a disproportionate visibility. So it can be contrasted between multiple objects. It could be a contrast between the entire screen, right? So this element has a disproportionate visibility, whereas in contrast, you have a base level element, sort of like similar elements where you're doing the comparison. So I hope you understood it a little bit. Slightly gray area in both the terms, but I'll explain it through a video and I hope that will be clear. So this is a simple quick animation to explain that just doing an animation also creates a very nice emphasis on a screen or a UI design. So adding emphasis on an object to create a focal point which grabs an audience attention, that's what is the main gist of emphasis. It's where you want the viewers to look first, but doesn't overpower the rest of the design or out of the balance. So as I said, you have to give disproportionate visibility, but then you don't want it to be really out of place of the design as well. So it should follow your design guideline, but it's where you want your viewers to look first. So in the last video, I've given an example of Airbnb and Twitter, where all these loading action buttons, right? That's the first thing you want your users to view. So emphasis deals with that. A very simple offline world example would be if you go in a room, a very big galleried room, and you see on the end of the room you have a nice painting. So that nice painting becomes a focal point. So you might see the walls, but that one painting that is on the wall gives you that focal point and you first fixate upon it. So in the same way, you have to create a focal point using emphasis. Let me quickly give you some examples. So since we are talking in terms of UI design, I'll be talking about UI screens here. So this is the first screen, and here we have a floating action button. So this is your floating action button, also known as fab. And if you see, it's a part of your design elements following all the color guidelines, but this has a disproportionate visibility on the screen, right? As soon as you come here, it's a very high contrast element, but this is not similar. This is not comparable because this sort of element is not there on the screen, right? It's a standalone element, and which has a very high visibility. So you want the user to know that they have to do a tweeting. So that's the primary action on this page, and that's why this is using a principle of emphasis. This is the second example, and these are bottom sheets. So if you see behind there is a screen, right, and on top of it now there is a bottom sheet. So what bottom sheet is doing, it's causing a disruption. It's again following all your guidelines, but now it's giving emphasis to this modal sheet, because you want a user to find the information on this bottom sheet first. They have to act upon this information first. So bottom sheets are really nice example of emphasis, because you're creating a disruption for users to do some action. Similarly, dialog boxes. If you see these sort of dialog boxes, warning labels, messages, right, which covers the entire screen, and you have to do these actions first in order to get back to your previous screen. So this sort of also creates a disruption, and is a very nice example of creating emphasis on certain things that needs the user attention right away. And this again is one more example where the emphasis being created onto this graphic and to this floating action button. So this graphic, as I explained, graphic also has a very high contrast, so it draws user attention towards it. So a nice graphic is what they have created here, and sometimes it has like a name, sometimes it also has the name of the image of the singer, right? Here you'll have the image of the singer. So this is Spotify design, and immediately just by seeing this graphic, you know that this entire playlist is about so and so person. So that's a really nice example of also creating a emphasis. Now let's quickly, so these were the standalone UI elements. Now let's see how can you do this with animation as well. So let's see an example with an animation. So this is an example from Shazam's screen, and if you see, there's a very nice animation on the play button here. So with this really nice animation that you see on this play button, it's also giving this more disproportionate emphasis that you can play this song. So this is a very nice example of creating emphasis through animation. And there's some other example where animation is used basically to create emphasis. So you might have seen these simple interactions on different websites. So the first one is Facebook's very famous like option. The second one is a really nice music animation that you see everywhere these days. The third one is a simple check that you see on auto placements on different e-commerce apps. And the fourth one is the like option that you see on Twitter, and you also see it on Instagram. So these are very nice examples of how animation is being used to create emphasis. So I hope you understood this a little bit with these examples. Basically with emphasis, what you want a disproportionate visibility, and you want an element to be seen first actually. That's the first thing that your viewer should look. So emphasis creates more visibility to an element. How it's different from contrast? Contrast creates a sequence. So contrast really creates an order, whereas emphasis just creates highlight or more visibility for one or two UI elements in your design. So that's the difference. I hope you understood this short video. I'll be coming up with the other parts really soon. So stay tuned for that. And thank you for your time. And let me know if you have any doubts in the comment section. I'll be answering them there. So take care. Bye-bye. I'll see you in my next video.